Now more than ever, especially post-pandemic, employers are desperate for team members who are actually willing to stick around. When they sit across from you and they ask, why should we hire you? Paint a picture for them, and I mean a real picture, not what you think they want to hear, that you're actually invested in staying with the company and giving it all you've got. Welcome to the Workforce Link podcast, where we're offering forward-thinking conversations for the workforce, linking employers and job seekers to a brighter tomorrow. I'm your host, Sunday Jo Graham, and I'm glad to not only be back for another episode of the show, but we're back with our final episode of Season 3. Can you believe that we have spent 36 episodes together already? They do say that time flies when you're having fun, maybe also when you're learning how to take your career to the next level. So thanks for sticking with me for 3 seasons, and if you're good with it, I'm good with it. I'll be back for Season 4. So a couple episodes back, on episode 34, we talked about a big question that usually gets asked in a job interview. What's your biggest weakness? Well, another popular question that usually gets asked is, why should we hire you? And this is actually, I think, one of the most common interview questions. Why should we hire you? In today's episode, we're going to talk about how to answer this question so that you can be one step ahead in your interview. Being able to answer this question with confidence lets the employer know what you have to offer, why you're the perfect fit for the job, sell yourself well, and ultimately land the job. Before we dive into today's episode, though, I just want to remind you that if you haven't already visited one of our Central Missouri job centers, there is no time like the present to do so. With 8 different locations throughout the Central region, we have an excited staff that's waiting to assist you with all of your employment-related needs. Columbia, Rolla, Jefferson City, Lebanon, Lake of the Ozarks, Fulton, and more. And we've actually just added 2 more affiliate locations in Mexico, Missouri, and Marys County to be able to offer even more convenient services. So whether you're looking for employment, you want to go back to school, earn an education, or you're an employer that's trying to find your next great team member, our job center staff can help you. Maybe you just need help writing a resume or doing a job search or practicing interview questions. Well, guess what? We've got you covered. So you can find your closest job center location today at cwdregion.com/job centers. That's cwdregion.com/job centers. Okay. Now that we've covered that, let's dive into today's episode on how to answer why should we hire you during a job interview. So when answering this question, there's a few specific things that we want to focus on. Number 1, why do you want to work for them? So if you don't know the answer to this, you're going to be in trouble and start filling the time with a lot of right? And this is something that you should know ahead of time. Something you've practiced, something that you've researched. And if you've been listening to this podcast for the last 3 seasons, you know we have talked a lot about preparation, about researching the company's mission, keeping a positive mindset, writing a winning cover letter, avoiding resume mistakes. Those are just a few of the things that we've covered. And if you're new to the podcast, hey, no worries, okay? We've got you covered there. And there are a lot of helpful episodes that you can go back and listen to. And I will share the link in the show notes for you to several of those episodes. Employers, they want you to be excited to come to work. Excited about working for them. So when you let them know with confidence why you want to work for them, it really does show true interest in the company. And this is why doing your research matters. If you've done your homework, you can tell them that you look forward to working with them because you value the way they lead their teams, for example. Or maybe they do family events and you're drawn to that. Maybe you're excited about the new technology that you get to work with. Whatever it is, make sure you know ahead of time what you're excited about. Remember, do your research. We talk about that a lot on this podcast. You don't want to just give them a blank stare with an answer like, I just really like the company. That doesn't tell them anything, right? Anybody can say that. Maybe you like the culture. Maybe you're passionate about the product they sell. Maybe there's a specific focus you can bring value from your previous experience to. Don't be afraid to talk about it. And this, I would say also, if you've done your homework and researched correctly, it backs up what you've already stated in your cover letter. At least it does partially anyway, because in your cover letter, you're talking about their mission, what value you're excited to bring to the table, etc., right? So make sure you know why you want to work for them. Okay, number 2, what do you have to offer that others don't? So obviously you don't want to turn into like a sleazy car salesman here, right? But you do want to confidently answer what value you're bringing to the table. You have the opportunity here to brag about your value, okay? So don't waste this experience by getting all nervous and totally losing your confidence. That doesn't mean you can't get nervous. It's okay to be nervous. And you want to go beyond just the basic skills that you have, okay? That is important, yes. If they require you to know accounting, it's probably important for them to know that, but chances are they already do, right? Because it's on your resume, so they wouldn't have called you for the interview without knowing that ahead of time, okay? So take it a step further than just sharing your skills and sharing your experience. Share how those skills make you stand out from other candidates, okay? Not just what. Another popular question that's often asked in interviews is, tell me about a time that you faced a challenge and how you overcame it. Well, what if you actually beat them to the punch and switch things up just a bit? Ask the employer what challenges you might face in the new position, and then talk about how you faced a similar challenge and how you overcame it. Remember that you want to be confident in your abilities to do the job, okay? So don't wait for them to ask you for the answers. Give them the answers before they even expect them. Hey there, taking a quick break to share something with you. Picture yourself standing behind the counter at the shoe store. A customer walks in and wants to buy the best pair of shoes you have. They want a quality product, but also want to save money. There's another shoe store across the street having a huge sale, but the customer came to you first. You only have a few minutes to explain why the customer should buy your shoes versus the shoes across the street. You help them try the shoes on, all the while explaining the benefits of the cushioning, the upgraded technology, the comfort, and not to mention how fantastic they look. Think of your elevator pitch the same way when you're in a job interview with a potential employer. Your elevator pitch is a brief explanation describing the benefits of buying a product, except you are that product. An elevator pitch is one of the most important tools you have when applying for a job. When you position yourself with confidence, clearly summarizing your experience, your skills, your desirable characteristics, the employer is ready to listen. Put in a nutshell, you're going to impress the employer. And we want to help you do that. That's why we created How to Create the Perfect Elevator Pitch, a free guide with 4 proven simple steps that will help you wow your next employer. You can download it for free today at cwdregion.com/elevator-pitch. That's cwdregion.com/elevator-pitch. And now, back to the show. Number 3, where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? Again, another question that's often asked is this question: where do you see yourself in 3 years? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, guess what? You're going to beat them to the punch on this one too. Now more than ever, especially, post-pandemic, employers are desperate for team members who are actually willing to stick around. So when he or she sits across from you and asks, why should we hire you? Paint a picture for them. And I mean paint a real picture, like not what you think they want to hear, okay? That you're actually invested in staying with the company and giving it all you've got. And one way you can do this is by asking them about career growth. Are there opportunities for advancement? What do those look like? What things should you be prepared to work on to grow within the company? This shows the employer that you're actually here for more than just showing up for a paycheck. Maybe something like, I'm always willing to learn new things, and it looks like ABC could definitely provide that opportunity. Are there other positions that I could possibly move into once I've learned the ropes? And that doesn't just show the employer that you're ready to truly invest in the company. It also shows him or her that you are confident in your abilities to be challenged, grow, and taught. And guess what? Who doesn't want to hire someone teachable, right? All right, let's do a quick recap of what we've gone over today on how to answer why should we hire you during a job interview. Number 1, know why you want to work for them. Number 2, know what you have to offer that others don't. And number 3, show them that you're invested in sticking around for a while. Again, this is one of the most popular questions that are often asked in an interview, so there's no reason that you can't be prepared before you head into the interview, right? If you know these answers and can tell the employer that you're ready, you, my friend, are already ahead of the game. Okay, that's it for today's episode, and that's a wrap for Season 3 of the Workforce Link podcast. Before we close out today, though, I have a question for you. Are you enjoying this podcast? And if so, would you mind sharing it with a friend or a coworker who would enjoy it as well? You know, maybe you have a friend who's preparing for a job interview who could use some extra tips to make it go smoothly. We would love for you to share with them. And if you haven't already, would you mind leaving a review for the Workforce Link wherever it is that you enjoy listening? Let us know what you enjoy about the show. It really does mean a lot to us, and it helps us stay visible so that others can easily find us. All right, my friend, have a great week, and we will meet again in the next episode and in the next season. Stay tuned for some goodies, all right? And until then, remember this: there's always a brighter tomorrow if you're willing to find it. The Central Region Workforce Development Board Incorporated and COPIC are equal opportunity employers and programs. Auxiliary aids and services are available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Missouri Relay Services at 711.